I was born in a very Catholic family, very religious family. My grandparents raised my mom and my uncles in a very Catholic atmosphere. Fridays they couldn't eat meat, and I was just raised around that, where you had to confess your sins on Sunday and keep living the life you lived the next week. It was devastating because I was born and when I was 4 years old, my parents got divorced. My dad left, and I had two younger brothers under me, and my mom was taking care of us by herself. And it was very difficult for her to raise us because we didn't care. We just did whatever we wanted to do. We're kids. After my dad left us, it was just very difficult for us to live the life that we wanted to live. We would always kick out nannies, and we would just do bad things. You know, it was just bad for my mom to raise us the way she wanted to raise us. So then I was always just in the streets, just hanging out with friends, and started drinking, whatever. My mom got a stepfather that would do cocaine. We never really knew about that, but they would always get in arguments. I decided to actually move in with my father in Laredo, Texas. And life wasn't bad. It was good, just hanging out, high school, drinking, smoking weed, just living my own life, thinking my own things. I never really got close to God whatsoever. I didn't care about him actually at all, because the picture I had of him was not real. You know, I'm sorry to say, it's not anything about Catholics, but where I was raised, it was just very religious, and it didn't fill me. I didn't feel anything. He wasn't real to me. So I lived my life, doing my own thing, hanging out with girls, and my aunt was actually saved from my dad's sister. And she would always invite me to church. We had a really good friendship. She would always tell me about Jesus. She would always tell me about God. And there was this weekend service, this retreat that she wanted me to go to. And I just say, you know what, I'm just going to do it so that she can just leave me alone. So I ended up going, and they started talking about the love of the Father, but the natural Father, an earth Father. And when they were talking about it, I started weeping, I started crying, and I had no idea why. I just started crying. I had no thought in my mind, I had nothing. I just started crying. And some guy came up to me and said, hey, look, do you want to accept Jesus into your heart? And I said, look, I don't know what this is, but I've never cried like this before. And I said, okay, whatever you have to give, I will. And they said, put your hands up. So I put my hands up, and they started praying for me, and I felt fire all over my body coming to my chest, all of it just consuming to my chest. And then all of a sudden, all I remember is it just left me, and then I woke up on a couch weeping with no strength whatsoever. And they told me, look, Jesus came into your heart, he took all your sins. And I just felt as if all my burdens, trying to take care of my younger brothers my whole life, living my whole life, I just felt like God was real at that time. It wasn't a true conversion because I didn't make a decision to go after God after that. Though I kept the religious face on, and I kept doing the religious things, you know, went to church and pretended to be righteous and did my own thing, just as Christians do today. Though I felt real power of God. I felt his love. And it was after a while, whenever one of my friends came to a Bible school, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go visit that school. So I came to the school, and I felt literally God tell me, you need to come to the school. When I came to the school, the 2 years that I was in the school were just amazing. I decided to live for God in my life. I decided to surrender everything to him. He transformed me, and now I live with joy. I have a purpose in my life. I know what I need to do. I know how I need to do it. I feel like I have a best friend in me. Every time I have a problem, I have a need, I know who I can turn to. Jesus Christ is real, and he's shown me, he proved it to me emotionally, but he proves it to me every day. So I say to everybody out there who has a problem, who needs somebody to be with you. See, I understand loneliness. I understand not being empty. I understand trying to feel whole. Yeah, I understand all those things because I went through. We're all humans, and we go through the world. We all have financial difficulties. We all need healing in our bodies. I promise you, Jesus Christ is real. And if you give him a chance, and if you say, you know, I'm going to surrender my life, I'm going to put away all these thoughts, all these new age thinkings, and I'm going to give you all, I promise you, he'll come into your heart and he'll heal you. He'll be your best friend. He'll be your love. He'll be everything in your life. You'll find purpose and you'll find meaning. If you accept Jesus Christ in your heart today, you find yourself a church, you find yourself people who are living after God, and you plug in, he will change your life.